Alright, peace y'all. Back at y'all again, another video. So I want to talk about, can we use the white man's way or the white idea? This is something that you hear a lot of people talk about. I was talking about it earlier in a Face CIA book, a little forum with someone. Can we use their ways and come up and empower ourselves? How can we empower ourselves when we're using the same thing that the white man is using? Are we using the white man's ways? How could we possibly be empowering black people using the ways of the white man? I hear a lot of people say this, and I think this is an example of us not being practical and not being logical. You know what I'm saying? I have a few different reasons why I think, yes, you can use the so-called peace. What up, GJ? I did not fix that hard drive, man. I'm doing all these videos. I ain't got no space. But anyway, back to what I was saying. There's a few reasons we can. First of all, you cannot own an idea. Okay, white man. I know the white man. You think the white man is owning everything in the world, and they got you. And we're in a system where everything gets owned. You know what I mean? Music is owned, even though it's really just a shared experience of a group of people, and you just feel like everything, land, water, everything is owned. But you cannot own an idea. Okay, yes, you have intellectual property and thoughts and things of that nature, but once you put an idea out there, it's out there for everybody, for the human race. Like, for instance, when the first person created a wheel, all right, and I come through and I'm like, yo, wait a minute, you can move those big rocks on that spinning wheel? I mean, they can't stop me from using it. You know what I mean? They cannot stop me from using an idea. So white people don't own no idea. And I don't care what the idea is. They don't own it. And that segues into another point that a lot of people will tell you. The first original people on the planet were Africans. The first people to have civilization were African people. Was us as a people, you know? And I mean, a lot of people say there's nothing new under the sun. Generally, that's very much true. So how can you say that if we were the first ones to have civilization, and they're basically taking our, what we were doing and doing another version of it, how can we say that we're using the white man's way if the white man took it from us? Okay, that makes absolutely no sense. You have a lot of people that would argue and say, well, what you're doing, all you're doing is uplifting. You're using the white man's way. That's just making you more into white supremacy and uplifting that, right? But the problem with that argument, if we're the original people and had civilization and things first, and if you don't understand that, you just got some studying to do. By the logic of what you're saying, if using their so-called way and if doing things in a white way is uplifting them, then they should be uplifting us because we were the first people to do anything. Any type of medicine that you see, any type of science you see, all of these different things were done by African people first. But you see, when I put it in that way, you see how ridiculous that is. Because an idea, there's only one white ideology. The only white ideology is that, listen, everything we do is going to impact and help white people. You understand? The Chinese created the gun, but anybody can use the gun. And then you can use the gun to your own advantage. You understand? You can use the gun however it was created, whoever came up with the idea first. It's about who uses it and who uses it for their agenda. So it works the same way with any idea, any type of way of doing things or anything. You can take any of those things, and the only thing that will make them white is if you do it for white people. So that goes for everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think a big bad word for a lot of black people is capitalism. Somebody says capitalism, that's just, that's the worst thing. You can't do that. That's the white man, and that's this and this and that. Which basically it just means private ownership of business, and we'll talk about that another time. But just because a person has a privately owned business structure opposed to everybody working from the government or whatever the case is, that is an idea of how to do something. As long as you use this different idea, this different method for yourself, okay? Not for white people, but for yourself, all right? It can still benefit you. You know what I mean? Like another example. What if there was no white people on the planet? What if white people went extinct? You know what I'm saying? They got exterminated for whatever reason, and they weren't on the planet. Are you uplifting white people if you do things that you've seen them doing? That they likely stole from other people because they don't have a lot of original things that they do. But Are you uplifting them? Can it not work for you if they didn't exist? So, you know, stop thinking that people can own ideas. And also, too, man, we have too many ideologues. You know, stop thinking just because there's this one idea, this one way of doing things that you're stuck to. You know, Malcolm X said by any means necessary, and that includes all means. He didn't say by any means necessary unless it's something that you see the white man is doing. He didn't say that. You understand? He didn't say that. Every other group of people understand this. You know what I mean? Everybody understand, and it's actually part of human nature. If you see someone doing something, they put an idea out there, they put a new thought out there, that's something that belongs to all of us. That's something that anyone can use, and that's just the way that life works. But when you have people saying, oh, we can't use that because it's the white man, we can't do this, you know, we got to come up with the African way to do this. It's like, listen, man. You should be doing things that suit you. So you never should be doing something that looks exactly like what another person is doing. But, you know, you can't shy away from a certain method, a certain idea, a certain way to do something. Just because, you know, you feeling like, oh, okay, this is what white people do. You know what I mean? It's like, we can't use that method of warfare. That's what white people do. So it's just like, logically, it's like, bro, but it's been demonstrated to work. You know what I mean? It's been demonstrated to work. If you just do it along that journey, because that's the best idea that you have right now, even though it is not your idea, along your journey, you'll find ways to individualize and expand on what it is that, you know, that you've learned or whatever it is that you're doing. But I just want to I want us to use more logic and just be more practical. You know, you have to use everything. Listen, all means, everything is on the table, man. Everything is on the table. And the only thing that makes something a white idea, the only thing that makes something a white way is if it works for white people. All right. If I pick up a gun that a white man made from scratch, I could still kill him with it and feed my family. And that's the way that you need to be thinking. Don't be thinking about this emotional stuff of who did it, how it came about. It has to look this way and go to no. You need results. And the result is black power. And you need to do that with every single idea, every fiber in your body, every different method, from wherever you got it from, whoever you got it from. And it you know, it doesn't matter how you do it. So, but that's it, man. That's all I got to say, y'all. Peace. But yeah, before I go too, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all on YouTube, that's my Facebook Live. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna get with y'all with some more stuff here pretty soon. But peace.